Hello, I'm talking about the new paper Bursting into Life. It's a paper with Sven-Olof Downfeldt, a professor in Sweden, and also Daniel Halvarsson, a postdoctoral student in Sweden. So with this research, we try to investigate a bit more the characteristics of firms that grow, what it is that drives their growth, and the processes through which they grow. So there's recently been quite a lot of interest in which firms grow, which firms create jobs. Is it the young firms? Is it small firms? From where does this business dynamism come from? And in this paper we investigate more specifically some recent claims that it's young firms rather than small firms that grow. So we confirm first of all in this Swedish data set, in this representative data set of all of the limited liability firms in Sweden during the period 1998 to 2008. First of all, we confirmed that it is the young firms that grow faster, with the benefits of youth more or less being concentrated in about the first 5 years. So young firms grow faster, especially if they are younger than about 5 years old. We then investigate whether there are differences in the growth patterns of firms according to their age, in particular the autocorrelation of growth. So if you grow a lot in 1 year, does this mean that you're going to grow more in the following year? So there's a bit of a controversy in terms of theoretical predictions. On the one hand, some authors say that young firms have particularly chaotic growth patterns. They also say that older firms have smoother growth patterns because they're older, they're more experienced, they plan their growth over a longer time horizon. So we think it's worth investigating whether there is a link between growth autocorrelation and age in this paper. And we actually find that young firms have a positive autocorrelation, especially in the first few years. The effects are concentrated in the first 3, 4, 5 years. After that, there is a negative autocorrelation in growth. So there's a burst of life, there's a burst of growth for young firms in terms of having higher average growth rates, and also in terms of having more positive persistence. So they're more likely to grow, and also if they grow in one period, they're more likely to continue growing faster in the following period. There are several possible explanations for this. It could be because they face an initial liability of newness, so at the beginning they're struggling to overcome their limitations due to small size, in terms of lack of routines, in terms of lack of an effective functioning team, in terms of lack of relationships or established business connections with clients, with suppliers, etc. So as they try to overcome these liabilities of small size and these liabilities because they haven't yet achieved an efficient scale of production, it seems that these young firms undergo a burst of growth in the first few years. So growth is higher on average, and also it seems to spill over into the following years. So that is how young firms burst into life, with higher growth that is relatively persistent.